So Meg and I are about to go on a date. So I kind of figured what better time to take this to answer some of your questions about marriage. First, I'll say we are no experts in marriage stuff at all. I mean, we are still learning each and every day. We are still, continuously trying to grow and working through things, challenges, learning more and more each day about each other, and about how to be good partners to each other. So we are no experts, but we have been married nearly 15 years, and we've done a lot together in those 15 years. So I do think we have some stuff to offer, and even just wisdom that we can pass on from what we've learned from other people, our parents, our pastors, friends. So yeah, I think it's cool that we do this. So we are going on a date right now. And I will say, first thing is make dates a priority in your marriage. I think it's super, super important. Megan and I, it took us a little bit to figure that out, to be intentional about setting aside time for each other, to date each other. And it's actually surprising how many couples, or even when we were going through it, that actually don't date because, you have kids, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on in life. So you just never go on a date. And to me, it's just like, I think it's really important to do the thing that you did to fall in love. When people when people meet each other, they date each other, and you guys intentionally schedule dates. You spend time with each other one-on-one. You fall in love, you get engaged, you get married. But then for some reason, when you get married, people stop dating, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I think if you're going to continue to grow your relationship, growing your love for one another, you have to continue to do the thing that you did to get you there in the first place. So we're really intentional about trying to schedule time to go on dates with each other. We're in a really cool place right now where our two oldest girls are able to watch the kids. So we have a lot more flexibility to do that. But when we didn't, we have a pretty cool idea. So I'll let Megan share that with you guys here as we're heading to our date.
It's date night. Hubby is coming out to the car. We're taking his new truck tonight. And we're going to be answering a few marriage questions that y'all shot our way. So we're going to tackle 3 of them tonight. There was so many. Thank you guys for all of the great questions. But we're going to answer 3 of them tonight. And on our way to our date, right?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to speed through these ones because we have a lot of great questions that will honestly take a whole episode. A lot of them will, and we'll keep talking about it. So we're going to do some quick fire ones. So the first one was, what was your family's reaction marrying outside of your race? Both of our families were super supportive. I don't remember anybody saying anything to us.
I mean, I had some conversations with family. They were supportive.
Yes.
I think one side of my family was more so just kind of like shocked and also kind of confused because they live in a different part of the country where it's not as common, or at least it wasn't back in 2008 when we got married. And I think we learned during that time that interracial dating, marriage is a lot more common in Minnesota than other states, I think. Just through the conversations that I had. But I think they were just more so, they were supportive, like 100%, like, hey, we support you, we love you, we're praying for you guys. But it was more so of like, you married a white girl? Like, it was kind of like that. I'm pretty sure those words actually came out, like that question, like, you married a white girl? Like, but yeah, our families were definitely all 100% supportive of us, like very welcoming.
his mom said, I thought you guys were crazy. But not because of, yeah,
like,
or skin color.
Yeah.
It was because we got engaged after 4 months of dating. We got engaged after 4 months of dating. So we were telling our families, hey, we're getting married. And they were like, you guys just started dating. And I was 20 and he was 22. We were really young. And so everyone was like, oh my goodness, what are these two doing? So it was probably more concern over the fact that we were so young and it was so fast. And, but otherwise, and then my mom told me years later as well. So both of our moms, like 15 years later, told us what they really thought. And your mom was like, I thought you guys were crazy. And my mom said that when she found out, when he asked my parents if he could propose to me, I think, what did she say? Like, they knew that I was going to do whatever I wanted no matter what. So they could either be a part of everything, or she said something to that degree, right?
Yeah.
She was like, we knew that you were going to do whatever you wanted to do, so we were just going to be on board with it, even if we didn't, but they were. They loved him.
Yeah, but everything did happen in a unique way with us too, because it's like, once the ride is so bumpy.
I know, it's so bumpy.
Once we started dating, I spent like every day with you, and I spent a lot of time with your family.
Yes.
Started going to church with your family.
Yeah.
So it was like,
They knew you really well.
yeah, it was 4 months, but it was like a lot of time together in that 4 months.
Yeah. We were together a lot.
Yeah.
He went on like a weekend trip to see his family in another state, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be apart for 24 hours. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna survive? And we were together a lot. You're so right. I didn't even realize that. We spent a good quality time together. So yeah, I guess we had a really, really, really supportive family. Not so many concerns about our skin color, more about like, and even the quickness of it, the fastness of it. Like, there wasn't, no family or friends were like, you sure you want to do this? Like, this is really fast. I don't remember anybody telling me this is really fast. Do you?
No.
Yeah, I know. We were.
They probably, I wouldn't have thought they were crazy if they did.
I know. Because then we
But
got
no
married 8 months after that. So from the time we started dating to our wedding day was almost exactly 1 year. And I bet most people there thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
But no one told us that they thought we were
Not
crazy.
at the time. No.
Not at the time. We found out later that they all thought we were crazy. But I'm like, you know what? They were so kind and loving and supportive with all of it.
Yeah. Now, I will say, like, I think the question was the question about how our family reacted.
Yes.
Okay. I will say, and maybe that's a different question and a different time we can go in more detail.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been challenges with being in a interracial marriage.
Mostly because of cultural different upbringings.
differences. Right.
Yeah, just so your family of origin upbringings.
Family dynamics.
Yep.
Yeah. And because of the different family dynamics, the different ways we do life, that we had to figure out how to mesh together and kind of create our own.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, there's definitely were challenges and things that we had to overcome.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of feel like that's going to be for anybody, because you're meshing two completely different family cultures together, figuring out what you like from each other's and your own, what you don't, how you want to blend those, make them different, create your own family culture. So yeah, I think that would be another good topic to address. Okay, on to question 2. What do you do when you start feeling like roommates? Do you want to take this one away?
Well, I always say prevention is better than cure.
He does.
And so I think that intentional about not letting things get to that point because you are investing in your marriage, then that's what you do.
It's good, man.
You know, I think I played sports a lot, and I knew that I had to put in the work, I had to practice, I had to prepare in order to get better for a new season. And if I didn't, I would not make any improvement as a player, and I wouldn't expect to be successful for that game or upcoming season, whatever it is I was preparing for. And I think that in a marriage or in any relationship, you know, it's quite obvious that if you don't invest in it and if you don't work at it, then it's not going to grow. It's not going to, you know, it will get stagnant. So prevention is better than cure.
That is so insightful, babe. I love it. Did you roll your eyes at me?
No.
I'm going to replay this. I think you definitely just rolled your eyes. I was being sincere.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
I did not roll my eyes.
We'll see. It's on video, so we will see. I really love that because I think definitely just that intentionality, that investment into one another, putting each other first, putting their needs above your own, and being receptive to loving each other well, you hopefully won't get to that point. I feel like there's been hard points in our marriage, but I don't ever feel like I've just viewed you as a roommate. Do you feel like we've felt like that before? Have you felt like that about me?
No, I feel
I don't think I have either.
No, I don't feel like we've ever gotten to that point, and I think it's you know, there's certainly been seasons where like we're both really busy,
Right.
and I don't know, maybe we go a week or two without you know, getting a lot of quality time together.
Right.
But I think, you know, we always have something that we do together that doesn't allow it to feel that way, because
Yeah.
whether it's like, hey, there's a show that we're watching together,
Yeah.
and we know that like every Wednesday night,
Yep.
you know, that show's gonna come on and we're gonna have that time together to watch that show together. Or
Which, if we are fighting at that time, we usually get over quick because we're like, we want to sit and watch the show together, you know?
yeah.
So, I also think, hopefully you feel this is reciprocal, but I will say it for you. If he is feeling distant or like would notice something like that, he doesn't do it when we feel distant. He does it all the time. If I'm like frantic, like going from here to there, he'll be like, hey, give me a minute. And he just like has me come and hug him and holds me, and like I give him a minute, but he's giving me a minute. So like, whether he's working somewhere or he's working from home, we are continually letting checking in, like in a physical way, I would say. Like, I've been trying a lot more lately. I don't know if you notice. I try just to go and hug and kiss him more often, just throughout my day. When he gets home, I try to go greet him, give him a hug. And I say, I miss you, I love you. I want him to know that it makes a difference when he's around me. Like, I like being around him, I like spending time with him. So I feel like we do those sometimes intentional, sometimes unintentional check-ins with each other, and giving each other a physical, mental, emotional, like, moment with each other in those busier seasons. So if you're not getting those date nights, just like when we pass each other in the kitchen, we hug. Like, there's probably so many times throughout a given day that we are stopping to hug each other and kiss each other, and I sit on your lap, and like, the kids are always seeing us affectionate with one another. But it hasn't always been like that. I think we're definitely moving into a season where we see how much that means to each other and how important it is. Have you noticed that I've been really working on that, or no?
Yeah.
It's okay if you haven't.
No,
I'll step it up. I can take it up a notch.
Because I usually initiate it. But
You do.
Initiated it more.
You initiate it more, and you have done it more consistently for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just always who he's been. So I feel like I'm trying to take notes from him. Like, wow, he's constantly making me feel pursued and like helping me slow down if I'm doing too much. And I want to make him feel like that too. So I've been learning from you, babe. So that was great. Anything else you want to add with that? All right, I said these were going to be rapid fire, and they have not been, but we can fit it all into one episode this week versus some other weeks we might have to really split these all up because there is some really good discussion here. So the last one we're going to tackle for this week is, what do you do if one person is ready for kids before the other? We can't speak solely to that because our experiences have been a little bit different, but we can kind of address it for the fact that when we both got married, I wanted to have infinity kids and he wanted 2 or 3. So we had a very different mindset of what our family would be. And
and the interesting thing is, like, we both said we wanted a big family.
Yeah.
It's just that, to me, in my perspective, a big family was 3 kids. Like, that was a big family in my mindset. And to her, a big family was like 12 kids.
Yes. Yes. So we're halfway there. And we're double what he wanted. So it's, I think, truthfully, through all of it, because everything that we talk about is through a biblical Christian mindset and perspective. And so for us, it's been trusting God, asking, like, for me, my heart was always not to do what I wanted to do, but that God would align both of our hearts in what he wants for our family and for our marriage. And I have never seen God fail us in that, ever. Every time I've prayed, because maybe me and him weren't on the same page about something, I asked God to align our hearts. And I have a husband who pursues his own relationship with Jesus, and I do as well. And we try and pray together as much as we can. And so I knew that he would hear from Holy Spirit on what God wanted for our life, because I knew he was spending time with God. And so I have literally seen miracles in this area where I just prayed, okay, God, if this isn't your will, I'm not asking you to, like, do what I want in the situation. I'm asking you to align both of our hearts in what you want for our family. And it's been truly beautiful to see how and what he's done in that. Is there anything else you want to add into what to do if one person is ready for kids and not the other?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, that wasn't really us. When we first got married, we both agreed. We kind of were like, we want to start a family right away. We want to have kids while we're young.
And we did. We got pregnant on our honeymoon.
Yeah, we got pregnant on our honeymoon. We didn't think, I honestly didn't think it was possible for that to happen.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot about, like, understanding ovulation and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't think it was possible. I just thought, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we did say, hey, we're not going to do anything to prevent. We want to have a family. And I just thought maybe it wasn't possible to happen until after, like, a year. I don't know. It was really weird.
Right.
But we got pregnant right away, and then we both kind of agreed right away, let's just keep going. Because I grew up with a brother that was only 16 months apart from me, and to me that was really special. For many years we played sports together. We shared a lot of the same friends. So having a brother that was only 16 months apart from me was something that I wanted my kids to have. So we really wanted to have kids close in age. So
we were eager to have our second.
So we just kept going, and they kept coming.
They did. It has been such a blessing. And we're also, like, being where we are now, we're like, oh wow, we're so grateful that we just, because a lot of people are like, do all the things you want to do in life, and that is super great if that's your story. But we're like, dang, I'm so glad that we, like, it's really fun to have teenagers when you're in your mid-30s. Like, it's really, I don't know, it's really cool. We love how our story has unfolded, basically. I think you can find the joy in whatever your circumstances. So definitely pray, and I would say, have the conversations hopefully before you get married, about what you both want out of family and life and marriage and all of that. But I would pray over your spouse, over the situation, that God would align your hearts in those topics. So, well, guys, that was some great discussion. We got to get our GPS up. But thanks for tuning in this week. We're gonna try to do some more marriage couch conversations, not in a bumpy truck. But thank you for tuning in this week. I hope it is helpful and a blessing to you guys. If you have more questions of things you'd like us to discuss in this area, like he said, we are not experts in marriage, but we have been married for 15 years. We have had some really high highs and some really low lows, and so we can share from our experience and from what God has taught us. And we hope that it is insightful and helpful to you guys too, or just fun to hear about. So please do comment or message us if you have certain questions or things you want us to talk about. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in this week. Bye.